Hi, this video tutorial is to show you how to make the 1 by 1 left or right cables without a cable needle. So what I mean by 1 by 1 is when you have a cable that involves 3 stitches, but one center stitch has to remain in the same place and you cross the other 2 on either side. So you can see here in this lace motif that here I have one that goes to the right and here I have one that goes to the left. So you should have in your pattern description the steps to do if you want to do it with a cable needle, but I thought it would be useful to show you how I do these without a cable needle. Now, I do most of my cables without cable needles because that's how I prefer to do them, but it is more intuitive if you're only moving stitches in to the right or to the left. Basically, when you do a 1 by 1 cable or a 2 by 2, 3 by 3, you simply have to rearrange the stitches before you knit them. And this is easier to do without a cable needle, but in the case of the 1 by 1 or 2 by 1 by 2, basically anytime you have a center stitch, it might be a little bit more fiddly. So I thought I would show you how I like to move those stitches to work the cable without an accessory needle. So I'm going to do it here on those 3 stitches that you see here. I'm going to do the 1 by 1 left purl twisted cable. So in my case, the center stitch is a purl and the 2 other stitches will be twisted stitches. The principle is the same whether you're making knit stitches, purl stitches, twisted stitches or not. Here I'm just going to show you how I like to move those stitches when one stitch needs to remain in the center. So what I need to do for the left cable is to move this stitch here, which is now on the rightest position, to move it over to the left, and to move this stitch here, which is on the leftist position, to move it to the right. And so this is how I'm going to move my stitches. First, I'm going to go behind my work and grab the last 2 stitches of my cable. I'm going to grab them with my right needle like so. I'm going to slip everything off the needle, and the way I like to do my cables without a cable needle, I'm basically holding a little bit the stitches with my thumb to avoid them unraveling. This is especially true if I'm using a slippery yarn, which is the case here. So I'm slipping everything off the needle. Now with my left needle, I'm going to grab that stitch that is flying off the needle, because this is the stitch that I want to go all the way to the left. As you see, I've made my cross here. Now, my next step is that I actually want this stitch, which was the center stitch, to come right now, basically in between the other 2. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing it with my left hand needle. Again, I'm pinching everything with my fingers here to help the stitches not to unravel, removing my right needle from the stitches and then re-grabbing only the stitch that is now flying alone off the needle on the right needle. And then I can slip it back on the left needle. And as you can see now, I have basically rearranged my stitches in the position that I wanted them. And so now I just need to knit them as my cable says to, which is knit through the back loop, purl 1, and knit through the back loop. And this is how I like to do the left one. I'm going to unravel it and pretend I need to do the right one here to show you those steps the other way. Making sure I'm not twisting any stitch. So now for the right leaning version of this, I'm going to stay at the right side of my work here, grab the 2 stitches to the left, again with my right needle, like so. Still pinching everything because it helps me not unravel stitches. Slip everything off the needle, grab the flying stitch with my left needle, and now that I'm here, I can see that I want this stitch here, which was the purl stitch, to come now and remain in the center. So I'm going to go behind, grab it with my left needle, like so. Pinch things, remove the right needle from everything, and then grab the remaining flying stitch with my right needle and slip it on the left needle. And again, I have rearranged my stitches in the position that I wanted them, and my cable is complete, and I just need to knit one through the back loop, purl one, knit one through the back loop. So this is how I like to work the 1 by 1 by 1 cables without a cable needle.